Greetings, welcome back to my channel. Now we are going to continue with episode 2 of Zatima, Water Under the Bridge. Now, do you really think that Belinda is going to easily get over the fact that her best friend is going out with Zach, the man she was really infatuated with 2 years ago? That she literally stalked? I don't think so. But let's get into it. Now, as we continue where we left off last week, Fatima's friend Belinda just dropped the bomb that she screwed around with Zach. And, like things couldn't get any worse. Fatima is feeling really, really crappy right now because this is totally embarrassing in front of your friends. Think about it. Your closest friends, you find out, oh, she's saying your man ain't shit, he ain't no good, blah, blah, blah. And she has slept with him once. So now Fatima is looking like, the absolute rug was pulled from up out of her, up under her. And that's exactly what happened. And Zach again is saying, what else can I put my baby through? Like, again, I can't believe this chick that I tried to dodge is my girl's best friend. So Bryce is looking like, yo, man, if you can't get in any more mess. So Fatima takes the girls out back to chat, and she said, when did this happen? How long ago did this happen? She told her that it was 2 years ago. It was a one-night stand. He ghosted her. She was pissed. And to get back at him, what did she do? She went to his girlfriend, found out he had a girlfriend, and went to her. And of course, Fatima let her know that, yeah, she knew about Karen. But I'm like, come on, Belinda. One night stand, he had a girlfriend. Why are you going crazy for a man that obviously wanted no more to do with you? So you wanted to shake his world up, and she went to Karen's shop. And, they've been cool ever since. She said, she does her hair. Oh, my God. Fatima like, geez, are you serious? So she said Karen, of course, filled her in on the fact that Zach ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. She pissed off with him. Zach really put Karen through the ringer. And Belinda was just another, notch in his belt at that time to his infidelities. So, Belinda is trying to basically tell Fatima that he's not good. You need to leave that alone. And Bryce is here like, look, these ladies, we need to go check on them. He like, no, just leave them alone. Let them do what they do because they're going to say what they say. And he's afraid, I'm sure, Zach, this is going to go totally left. So it's a little nerve wracking. So Fatima comes back. They get ready for dinner. He checks to see if she's okay. She says, I'm fine. Let's basically sit down for dinner. So you could just see the look on her face. She is like, feels deflated. Not any random girl, but her bestie. So they go sit down at the table, and if looks could kill, Zach is definitely shooting her some shots with his eyes. He can't stand her. He's eyeing her up. And, everybody is pretty tense right about now. Now, of course, Belinda can't let it go. She's like, I know we not going to sit up here and address this, not say anything. The handwriting is basically on the wall. Since when have we been one to be quiet and, not address things? So, let's get down to this, because basically she wants to let her friend know that Zach isn't shit. She shouldn't be bothered with him. She has no idea who she's getting into. And he's looking at her like, here is somebody else that's trying to wreck my world. And pretty much it's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful, and Zach can't hold it anymore. He's telling her, listening to this woman basically dog him out in front of his woman and her friends in front of them, and it's pretty embarrassing. You see Angela and Bryce, very uncomfortable position to be in, and Belinda is showing absolutely no compassion, no consideration towards her friends' feelings, and Zach just couldn't take it anymore, so he exploded and said she's a definite hood rat. I guess that's why he never called her. He said, I called her 2 years ago. We did something. She kept blowing up my phone, calling me like 9, 10 times a day. And what did she do when things didn't go her way? She went to Karen and blasted it off to Karen and let him know what she did. And, basically tried to make things even worse between them. So he basically went off and, he's sick of her, which I can't really blame him because I don't even know you like that. I'm trying to establish something with my woman. And of course, people are dragging my past back up as if I can't change. And my past is constantly coming to haunt me. That's why you really have to be mindful on what you do, how you treat people, because what goes around comes around. And all the things that he's done with women and how he hurt Karen is coming back. So best thing you can do is basically learn a lesson from it and move forward and show and prove to people that you are better than you once was. But, Fatima is basically saying, let it go, Zach, for you regret it. He's like, I already regret it. I will say that, it's nice meeting you, but I'd be lying. And I'm getting out. I'm going for a walk. Because one thing you're not going to be is disrespected in your own house. So Zach leaves, unfortunately, messed up dinner. Horrible, uncomfortable night. And, like any great friend, Bryce came out to check on him and see how he's doing. And, basically said he's about to leave. Everyone's about to leave. And Zach appreciated him, coming to check on him. But he said, man, I'm not going to be disrespected in my own house. Put in the comments how you feel about this scene and this situation. Do you think Belinda was wrong? Do you think it's all right for her to take up for her friend? Or did she just handle it wrong? So, of course, they hug it out. He's leaving with Angela. And Zach continues with his walk to basically clear his head. And, I don't blame him. Get, Fatima a chance to take all this in. And he basically clear his mind. So he comes back up. And, of course, Fatima's getting ready for bed. I guess, she showered and changed. And he wanted to see how she was doing. Was she mad? She said, no, I'm not mad. But I don't like being blindsided. Like she always told him in the past, I'm here for you. Whatever you did before us, I'm not holding that against you. She did mention before about some guy named Zach that really, had a head messed up. He was like, I really did do it. The ego kicked in. Like, he knew he was good. And she knows he's good, but I wouldn't want my best friend to know you good. But she said she's just going to let it go. She just, if there's anything else, please let me know. I got your back. But, I just don't want to be surprised anymore. I don't want to be embarrassed like that. And you can't blame her. So he went to kiss her and she turned her head. He was like, I knew you mad. So she said, basically, tell me the ultimate question that a lot of people don't want to hear. How many people have you had sex with in your past? So she's shooting out numbers, 20, 50, or whatever, 75. She looking like, yo, he don't want to say nothing because evidently, Zach, it may have gone over that 75 scale. She like, so he said, well, what about you? Because, you don't want that turnaround because we don't want that question shot back. As, many of us women have a past too. So he was like 75, 200. She was like, nigga, please, you going a little too far with the 200 scale. So she gets in bed because, of course, she don't want to get into that conversation with her. He like, all right. So they go to bed. He asked her to pass the lotion bottle since you mad with me. She threw it on the floor, whatever. He like, whatever, y'all petty. So this got a little cute and funny at the end, but they upset. So now they got chills. So the next day, Fatima's getting ready for work. Zach's a little upset that she's getting ready, and she said she didn't want to wake him. And they trying to have a little chat. And, she just basically letting them know, I guess, everything is still cool. However, get ready for tonight because we're going to deal with this DNA test. Now, I'm waiting to know, is this a home DNA test? You got like a lab in your house? Like how are we working out this thing, Fatima, with this girl and this DNA? I don't know. We're about to see how that's going to go down. Now, Bryce gets on the phone. He has a missed call. That's from the lady from the SEC. So he calls up Bryce. Bryce tells him, don't ignore her. Call her back. Let her know. So he calls her back, talks to Gretchen. She's supposed to be like this pit bull of the SEC who plays no games. So he called her back, let her know, there's a missed call from this number. She said, I'm sure you know who it is. Don't play stupid with me. Bottom line is, I'm going to deal with this stuff with the stocks. Get ready because I'll be there around noon. So, Zach trying to be all charming, but Zach, that's not going to work with her. Just get ready with everything Jake and Bryce has taught you. It's time now to put it to work. So he contacts Bryce, asks him if he's going to come over. He said, you said you would come over. He was like, no, I think it would look bad because it would look like he really was coached. I'm staying out of it. You handle it. Now, in the meantime, Fatima's on her way to work and she gets a call from Angela telling her, Belinda feeling kind of bad about, what she did last night. And of course, Fatima probably like, yeah, with good cause, but I'll swing over there to let her know on my way to work that, everything is pretty much cool and hear from her. So Belinda goes to the door, probably afraid that Fatima's there to kick her ass, but she was like, no, she just wanted to hear from her. And did she really, feel the way she feel and the things that she said about Zach? So she was feeling kind of bad. But of course, Fatima is nervous. Why wouldn't you be? With someone with Zach's past for the short time that she's been with him. I mean, this has been like one roller coaster of a relationship. It started off, pretty good, solid as friends, and then they fell pretty quick pretty soon. And now she's made a drastic, decision to move in with him, and now she's finding out about him and a friend in the past. Her whole thing, Belinda, was that I don't want you hurt. I don't want you upset and for, this man to break your heart. Do you really love him like that? And Fatima says she does. And of course she doesn't want to get hurt. But then a lot of times you have friends who are genuinely concerned about you. You've been going through a lot of ups and downs with men and you've been having each other's back. But then sometimes you have friends, you will see, envy and jealousy rear its ugly head when they see that you're in love, especially with somebody that you was feeling. So I don't know, but I don't think it's the end of Belinda trying to make problems between Fatima and Zach. I really don't. What do you think? Put down in the comments. Now we have our lady from the SEC, Miss Gretchen, there to question Zach. Zach seemed a little nervous in the beginning. However, he was pretty calm when it was time to talk. And he basically shared his past about how, I've been, locked up before. And when you're locked up, all you have is time on your hands. So when he was in prison, he learned from individuals and what he studied himself on the stock. And Belinda, I think that's the name, was one of the stocks he watched. He watched how it was doing in the U.S. He watched what's going on in the market over in Europe. And he really looked at the analytics as to what was going on. So Gretchen's listening, and she probably heard it all in the past. So I'm like, come on, let this homework that Jake and Bryce been doing with you pay off. But I was proud. He was doing really good. Said all the right things. Opened up the computer to let Gretchen know exactly how this worked in the market and how he came to the conclusion that he did. And even though Zach said it was really a chance that he took in putting all he made from chain breakers into this stock, he was going to pull it out because it wasn't doing good. But before he got a chance to, it had went up. So it is what it is. And it was just something that was lucky, little luck, but it was also has to do with him educating himself on the market as well. Well, old girl is listening to what he's saying, and she's pretty much thinking that what you telling me is a little too good, Zach. When you sound a little too polished, you have all the right answers. So she hit him with the 1-2 punch and pulled out the phone on the senator's wife. Now, what she doesn't know is that him and Fatima already paid a little visit to the senator's wife when she tried to seduce Zach and blackmail him into sleeping with her. So she doesn't know what they have in their pocket when it comes to the senator's wife. So I don't know how much Gretchen has, but this can backfire on her. I'm hoping, all of this came into play when he was going over what he was going to go over with her. And Jake and Bryce considered if she, throws the senator's wife in his face, how he's going to handle it. So I'm hoping, Zach crawls up from under this bad situation and it all works out. So let's stay tuned for next episode. In the meantime, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and let's get into this season of Zatima. Until next time, keep being the amazing person that you are and living the life you deserve. Let's get ready for episode 3. Peace.